Liverpool manager Juergen Klopp said his team must become unpredictable to return to winning ways as last season's Premier League and Champions League runners-up look to recover from a poor start to the campaign ahead of Sunday's October 9th Premier League game against Arsenal. Liverpool challenged on all four fronts last season thanks to their counter-pressing style, but they have struggled to replicate that form and are languishing in ninth place in the league after winning 2 of their 7 games so far. Their disjointed performances led to Klopp fielding a 4-man attack of Mohamed Salah, Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, and Darwin Núñez against Rangers in the Champions League on Wednesday, with the move resulting in a morale-boosting 2-0 victory. Klopp cautioned against saying he has found a solution to Liverpool's woes, but said the team's ability to alternate between systems could make things more difficult for opponents, starting with league leaders Arsenal on Sunday. Klopp heaped praise on Arsenal and their manager Mikel Arteta after the North London side's flying start to the season, but said he hoped to cause them problems at the Emirates Stadium.
No, the thing is, for us, it's much more important that we become unpredictable again, and we need different systems for that as well. And so this is not the only system we can play. This was now a 4-4-2. That's always when you name systems, it's a 4-3-3 or it's a 5-4-5-1. So it's a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1. Maybe don't want to make it more complicated than it is, but there are obviously different systems for us available, and we have to choose from now on which one is the best for the next opponent, and or the best for us in the moment. And but how I said, we have to be more unpredictable, definitely. Yeah. So I all my respect. Wow. Really good job. So it's like this when you need some time, nobody wants to give you time. And maybe not all of us deserve time because it's you still have to be good to use the time, and that was Mikel obviously did. I have to say, really, lots of respect for it. They had a lot of talent already in the last few years. I think Martinelli, everybody, I was very early excited about him, and he became exactly the player I expected he will be. Martin Odegaard. I spoke to him when he was 15 from Norway. When the whole world wanted him, he decided for Real Madrid. But I remember, as it would have been yesterday, that we sat on a table with his dad, and we were all so excited. And then there came a few difficult years, which is normal when you're that much in the spotlight. So he became the player everybody expected him to be that time. Saka, I think from first day since he's playing, it's incredible. And Gabriel Jesus, if anybody knew how good he could be, not in a Man City shirt, in a fixed role, fixed number 9, number 1 in the lineup, if you want, the fixed number 9 in the lineup. Then it was Mikel, because we worked together with him. Same with Zinchenko, so great things. Brought Xhaka back on track. Thomas Partey, everybody knew how good he is when he was at Atletico. So, and then the last line is now really well settled. They found a way how they want to defend, and that's it. And then last night, obviously, they played a different lineup, but still lots of quality. So it's a young team, very exciting team, and doing really well. And they are in the position they are, well deserved. So, but now we go there, and obviously we don't think about the games we played against them because it makes not too much sense. But so we will try, to cause them problems. I think that makes sense, huh? And so,
in my opinion, Liverpool is suffering the same thing that most successful teams suffer after a 3 to 4 season spell of intense football. I think it all boils down to fatigue. I refuse to believe that this team is suffering from a lack of confidence. They've gone toe-to-toe with Manchester City for the last 3 seasons and competed admirably, even winning the Champions League, winning the league for the first time in the history of this current iteration of the league football, in the history of Premier League football. So Klopp is still a competent manager, still phenomenal at creating a winning team. And they still have tons of players who are capable of changing the dynamic of a game at any moment. Many people will say that the loss of Sadio Mane is creating problems, but we've seen how well Luis Diaz is playing. He is not exactly living down the expectations. And Fabio Carvalho is also showing that he might be ready to step up into the intense level of football being played at Liverpool. So to me, it all comes down to fatigue. Manchester City every season managed to add a player worth 60, 70, 80 million. And sometimes those players don't even play for weeks. And the team is still doing very well because they dominate possession. They don't require the work rate that Liverpool puts into every match. And when you consider that they have playmakers such as Bernardo Silva. You consider De Bruyne being in that midfield. You have Gundogan playing in that midfield, and you have Rodri holding down the defensive midfield position. There's so much creativity, and that's without talking about Mahrez, without bringing in Jack Grealish into the equation. It seems to me like one thing Liverpool are lacking is a proper creative midfielder who has time on his side and has plenty of endurance and stamina compared to Thiago Alcantara, who is, I would say, past his best days. He's still a phenomenal player, but he isn't a spring chicken. He still gets plenty of injuries that keeps him out for weeks, sometimes even months. And even their recent addition of Arthur Melo hasn't been able to feature regularly because currently he's even injured. So if Juergen Klopp wants to fix the problems at Liverpool, his biggest concern should be how to make it easier for his team to create chances so that they don't have to work as hard as they have been doing for several years. Their wing-backs factor significantly into how they create goal-scoring opportunities. Mohamed Salah isn't exactly a playmaker. He's a goal scorer, not exactly a playmaker. Losing Sadio Mane did weaken their playmaking abilities, and maybe that is creating a problem. But I refuse to believe that that is all down to the loss of Sadio Mane. The midfield has historically, under Klopp, been the weakest link, not as creative as compared to Manchester City, whom they continue to compete with every season. And unfortunately, this season, it seems more like Arsenal, of all teams, of all clubs, are going to be more in the conversation for the league title than Liverpool. And maybe even if Manchester United, if they're able to find their feet again after that significant loss to Manchester City, they might be in the conversation for the title as well. Liverpool seems so far off the pace that it would be near impossible to imagine that they could rise up the table and continue to press these teams all the way to the final day for the title.